This was me, Jay, by myself, like meeting all these people, doing custom shirts, getting shirts on all these like #1 music videos and stuff like that. I did the hoodie for Soulja Boy and Crank That.
Okay.
And when that came out, it was just like a phenomenon. Like it was like huge. It was like through my connections. I'm the one that, I did everything.
You just threw their name on there.
I just threw their name on there. Yeah.
It's the Doscinco Project.
Money pouring in, clientele growing down.
With your host, Doscinco.
Let's go!
What's up, everybody? You are now tuned in to the Doscinco Project, where we talk about business, finance, motivation, and mindset. I have a very special guest with us today. He is the founder and designer of streetwear brand Art History 101. He was born and raised in Philadelphia. He was an advid student of the arts and even attended the Art Institute of Philadelphia, where within the first semester, he was picked up by the notable brand Miskeen clothing when he became their star designer and even worked on designs that were featured in music videos and also album covers for The Game, Beyoncé, Method Man, all before turning 25 years old. He also started his own brand in 2007 called Art History 101, which received notoriety when the artist Soulja Boy actually wore that design during his issue of The Source magazine. He has worked with many celebrities like Gillie Da King and also Wallow 267 and so much more. He even has a showroom in his hometown of Philadelphia that's located at 7045 Frankford Avenue. Everyone, please welcome Jay Praz. What's up, man?
What's up, brother?
How's it going, brother?
Yo, I'm gonna have to take you around and introduce me everywhere.
Let's do it. I got you.
That was a major introduction.
Thank you, man. You've done major things. Let me tell you, especially when I went on your website and I read up a little bit about you, because what I like to do is I like to research the guests thoroughly before I interview you, and you just have an amazing resume, man.
Thank you.
Amazing resume. Now, let's just jump right into it, right? So, what propelled you to start this brand back in 2007?
Actually, I didn't want to be like a boss or anything like that. I was kind of like forced into the role. I always say that it's like the life that chose me.
Okay.
When I was doing all this stuff for Miskeen, flying around, doing all the celebrity music videos and custom shirts and everything like that, I kind of like plateaued at Miskeen, where it's like I wasn't going to make any more money or move up.
Okay.
A lot of people were pushing me to just do your own thing, because it's like your designs, your connections, everything is you. You're just writing Miskeen on the shirt.
Right.
So, like, people just pushed me to do it.
Wow.
So it was kind of just like the people around me got in my head and said, Jay, you need to be doing this for yourself, because you already are doing it for yourself. You're just putting Miskeen on there.
I think, and you know what's crazy, especially for the viewers that don't understand how impactful Miskeen was at that particular time. I mean, they literally were setting trends, especially with like state property. Everybody in the hip hop industry was wearing their designs.
Absolutely.
I mean, the Miskeen designs, you know? Yeah. And I know it really, especially when I was a teenager during that time, and we all wanted Miskeen shirts. Even though they were $45, $50, $60, we all wanted a Miskeen shirt. And just think that it was your artwork, man.
Yeah.
It was your artwork. So let's jump right into, you're at the Art Institute of Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
You get picked up by Miskeen. How were you even able to get recognized by that brand during that time?
Well, when I first started going to the Art Institute, I was selling shirts to the other people that went there.
Okay.
Like all the guys and girls that went there, I was selling shirts to them, blah, blah, blah. So, like, I knew about Miskeen, and I talked to somebody at school, and they were like, we know one of the interns there.
Okay.
So they gave me the address, and one day after school, I just went over there with my portfolio. I had on one of the shirts. So
how old were you at that time?
I don't even remember. It's probably like 20.
You were 20 years old.
Yeah,
so you were 20 years old with
21.
A portfolio.
Yeah.
And you're going right in.
Yeah. So
did you feel intimidated?
Not at all.
Okay.
So, like, I rung the doorbell. They came up. I told them who I was, that I was, like, looking, I want a job. So they gave me a application to fill out, and they asked me a couple questions. One of the first questions I'll never forget is, like, what's your art history?
Oh, wow.
I'm like, what does that even mean? They're like, have you accomplished anything, like, in the art world or whatever? So it's like, I left there super excited, and I started thinking of all the better things I should have said. Like, I should have said this, I should have said that. So I went home that night, wrote like a 3-page essay on the interview they gave me, went back the next day, rung the doorbell.
Wow.
And said, I thought about all the questions you asked me. I wish I would have answered them a little bit better. So here I wrote like an essay about. They were like, whoa, no one has ever done this to like get a job here.
Wow.
So they were like, here, you can hang out for a little bit and like meet some other artists and stuff like that. And I started thinking, I'm like, I got this. You know, so like I remember coming home telling everybody around the neighborhood, like, yo, I was at Miskeen, blah, blah. Why is they gonna hire me? They're gonna hire me. But then like a week went by, I didn't hear nothing. 2 weeks went by, I didn't hear nothing. And then like by the third week, I got a phone call to like come in and try out.
Okay.
So there was a tryout with me and a couple other artists, and throughout the day they had us like replicating shirts that were already made, like just sending me a picture of like this shirt and say like, yo, can you replicate this?
Okay.
So throughout the day, I'm doing it, and they're sending people home. They kept me, and at the end of the day, when I walked over, like we're getting ready to leave, so I'm like, what happens now? And they were like, well, how many shirts you make today? I said, I made 7. And they were like, all right, well, you get paid for 7 shirts. Like, welcome to the team. You're our new artist.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, how big was their team at the time as far as the artists concerned?
I want to say maybe like 15 to 20 artists.
Okay, so you were one of the 15,
Yeah,
20.
yeah.
Wow. So you go in for the first interview. You realize you probably made a few mistakes. You decide to go back. Was it like internally you couldn't accept, failure as an option?
I hate losing.
Okay.
I hate losing.
Okay.
I'm super competitive, and like, I hate to lose. Like, and I just wanted it, and you couldn't tell me no.
What was your experience while with that organization? I think you said about 4 years, right?
Yeah.
So about 4 years, describe the experience that you had while working with them. Like, were you traveling around the world?
Yeah. So when I first started, it was like a little different. The people that started Miskeen were the ones that originally hired me and all. And then like I want to say 6 months after I started, like something happened business wise where like they ended up stepping away.
Okay.
And like I just moved up.
Right.
You know, so within 6 months of me working at Miskeen, I got asked to make the shirt for the rapper The Game for the Dreams video.
Yep.
So, I mean, this is all, like, happened so fast. So, when that happened, I was still living at my mom's house. I didn't even have cable. So, like, this is MTV, BET days when they actually played music videos.
Right.
I had to, like, run to my friend's house to watch it on TV.
To see your design in the music video,
Yeah, and when it happened, I was like, man, this is all, like, meant to be. The song's called Dreams.
Right.
Like, this is my dream come true to be doing shirts for, like, celebrities. And it was my dream job, actually. I loved working at Miskeen.
That's awesome, man.
And then after that, they ended up just started sending me all over the place. So, like, I've been to, like, every major city in the United States. And they sent me to Europe 5 times.
Okay.
So I was doing shirts for, like, European artists and celebrities in Germany, France, and Spain and all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And you even became one of their star designers, huh?
At the time, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now we arrive at this point, right? Miskeen, obviously, they decided to go their way, do what they needed to do. You decided to start this brand, Art History 101.
Well, actually, I came up with art history while I worked at Miskeen.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right? So, like, at Miskeen, I wasn't getting paid that much money, and the people around me, like I said, they were pushing me to do my own thing. They were like, Jay, if you ain't making this certain amount of money, you need to do it for yourself.
Right.
So, like I said, I plateaued at Miskeen, and I actually had talks with them about, like, they actually had a whole marketing team, 5 or 6 people, and this was me, Jay, by myself, like, meeting all these people, doing custom shirts, getting shirts on all these, like, #1 music videos and stuff like that. So It was just like, I did the hoodie for Soulja Boy and Crank That.
Okay.
And when that came out, it was just like a phenomenon. Like, it was like
Now,
huge.
That wasn't under Miskeen. That was under Art History 101 at the time?
It was under Miskeen, but it
Okay,
was like
gotcha.
through my connections. I'm the one. I did everything.
You just threw their name on there. And
I just threw their name on there. Yeah. Like, I flew down to Atlanta. I was at the video, met Soulja Boy. And
how many views did that video get?
we just checked it before.
Yep.
465 million.
So you had 460.
Half a billion views.
You had a 500 million eyes on your design.
Right.
Now, I know you've been your designs have been featured on many music videos. So if you can give an overall tally of how many people have viewed.
Yeah, over 1 billion views. So
crazy.
it's like I did shirts for Beyoncé, check up on this, a bunch of Soulja Boy videos, Bun B, just there's so many artists, but if you like total up, because all these videos have millions of views. Like the
Right.
Game Dreams video has like a bunch of millions of views, so it's like over 1 billion views. So it's like crazy to think that my art has been seen all over the world.
Guys, just think about it. This is in Philly, man. You see the talent we got in Philly? This is in Philly. Now, okay, there's a lot of people that get inspired by what you've been able to do, what you've been able to accomplish. Describe from a macro level, from maybe a 35,000 foot view, the process of starting a t-shirt brand from start to finish in a simplistic way. You don't have to get really specific, but if
Well,
you
now
can
it's
just,
so easy.
okay.
When I first started, like I didn't even know anybody that made shirts back when I first started. But now in 2020, because of social media,
Yep.
it's just so easy that like literally you could go on YouTube and type in how to start a streetwear brand. There's probably like
1,000 videos.
yeah, 1,000
Right,
videos
right.
on how to do it. You know, so I think that it's like super easy to start a brand, but it's the hard part is. I've been doing this for 17 years, so imagine coming up with like new designs weekly for 17 years.
Wow. Consistently, too.
Consistently, yeah.
What is that creative process for you as far as creating these designs?
I think that's the easiest part of my job.
Okay.
I think the business part's the hardest part
Gotcha. Why do you say that?
because I'm just an artist at heart.
Okay, so your mind works on from the creative side. When it
Yeah.
comes to the revenue and everything else, you're like, I'd rather not deal with that.
Right. I'm a true artist. Like when it comes down to the paperwork and business part, like I always put that to the back burner, even though that should be like the first thing.
Right.
So yeah, don't follow my blueprint. But it's just like I just love the creative part. I love to start with nothing and then, you know, come out with a finished product. And then it's crazy because like when I put up a shirt, I feel like I don't even expect to sell it.
Gotcha. You're
So
just
when-
doing it out of
I
your
just
love
love
for
it.
it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's just like when them orders start coming in and people start coming to the store, and it's just such a good feeling.
So you create, okay, so in a week, say for instance, you come up, you conceptualize a design, you put it on your website so people can see, like, what's that process? So
Yeah.
that way you can get eyes on it to want to purchase.
Yeah. So it's funny because like before, we didn't really focus on online sales. We
Gotcha.
focused on getting people into the store, and for the most part, like ours was the opposite. Like a lot of people, online sales is where they make most of their revenue.
Right.
Here was the opposite.
Wow, it's still the brick and mortar, huh?
Yeah, the brick and mortar was the one bringing. Yeah, this year, like I guess because of coronavirus, pushed a lot of people
Yep.
online. Like this year, we did like really good online,
Wow.
but it's just like I think that I get like a high off of it. Like seriously, coming
Yeah.
up with a design and then putting it online, and then you know my phone just gets like a ding every time like an order comes in. So it's just like I get super hyped.
You know that's money in your account, huh?
Yeah.
So you create this design. Are you purchasing these T-shirts in bulk and pressing them yourself? Are you hiring like an outside source to do
Nah,
it for you? Like-
we manufacture all of our products here in the art history store.
Oh, wow.
So we do everything from scratch here, from the designing
Okay.
to the production part to the selling. Everything is done here.
Is it mainly screen printing, or is it like the heat press and thing, or is it a variation?
It's
of both?
it's mixed media. It's a little
Okay.
bit of everything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Man, how have you been able to? Okay, so with streetwear, you have brands that are here for a season. You have some that are here for maybe 2-3 years and then they're gone. How have you kept this brand so relevant for over 10 years?
I think that is the people.
Gotcha. You've built a cult following, so to
Yeah,
speak.
it's the people.
Okay.
Yeah, the people that support our brand, like, they just go around spreading the word about our history. Like, if you were to stay in my store for a couple hours and just hear the customers talk, like, people love to come in here and people love to say, every time I wear your shirts, people ask me, like, Will, where'd you get that
That's
from?
dope, man.
So it's like, someone told me this before, and I truly believe this. Like, every time that I put something out, every time I put my logo on something, it's like a penny. And then pennies add up.
Right.
So I've been doing this for 17 years, art history for 12. The store's been here for 10. So it's just like, just imagine all the pennies that have added up over that.
Dude, that's amazing, man. That's amazing. You started with what, one shirt, right?
Yeah.
One shirt.
I have a picture when we first opened up the store. There might have been a dozen shirts in here, 12 to 15 shirts. So the store's completely empty.
Right.
And you just see me behind the counter. And then here we are, like 10 years later, the store is just packed with inventory.
And let me tell you, as I'm, glancing at all of the products here in the store, he has a variety of designs. I mean, I'm wearing one of those designs right now. My favorite boxer of the world, Mike Tyson. I got to stand up for this one. Okay, real dope. If you guys can see this, you probably purchase it on the website?
Yeah, arthistory101.com.
Purchase it on the website. I don't have a discount code, but definitely purchase it on the website. But overall, I mean, his designs, as you guys can see, and in the beginning of this video, you're going to get a montage of images that will show all of his designs. So please feel free to, check out the website and things of that sort. Your organizational structure, right? How many staff do you have working for you?
5.
You got 5? Mm-hmm. Are they specialized in one position, or are they doing a multitude of things?
Some people are, and some people do it all.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like the longer that you stay around here, the more you just learn how to do everything. I want to say that was one of the things that I did at Miskeen was, like, I didn't just stick to, like, painting shirts. I dipped into a little bit of everything: the marketing, the selling,
right,
the designing, a little bit of everything.
I think what made me reach out to you, in fact, because I was actually creating a list of guests that I would like featured onto the podcast, and Gillie from the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, also, a well-known rapper in Philadelphia, shouted you out, and he had those designs. In fact, he had this, which made me love it, and I said, I got to reach out to Jay.
Yeah. So
he's been a very big supporter of yours, right?
Yeah, and I want to say that's one of the strongest points about our brand was before the internet really, like, took over, like, streetwear, we always hit the streets. So we were at, like, hip-hop shows with shirts. We were going to different rap battles. We were having ciphers and stuff here in the store. Like, we hit the ground. We hit the streets. And then that's how I met Gillie, is that we set up a table at the one hip-hop show. He came over. He actually bought a shirt. So me and him talked. I explained to him all the stuff I was doing at Miskeen and everything. Wow. So he was like, watch, I'm going to wear this shirt in a video. My next video, I got you. So I want to say, like, 2 months went by. I didn't hear from Gil, and then all of a sudden one day my phone started ringing like, yo, this video just came out, and Gillie's wearing your shirt. So, like, I go on YouTube, look up the video, and within the first, like, 10 seconds of the video, Gillie walks out in front of the camera holding up the shirt.
That?
Yeah, holding up the shirt like this. So I hit him up. I'm like, yo, Gil, it's like Jay from Art History, blah, blah. I was like, yo, anytime you need anything, like, I got you.
Dude, that's dope, man.
So right from that, it was like almost every video he had, he would just, like, hit me up and be like, oh, I'm shooting another video. If you want me to, I got you. So
he's always wearing your stuff, too.
Yeah.
Always.
So he's been a huge supporter. And then he did a couple movies, and in the movies he's wearing Art History. So he got the movie Blood Brother that he did himself and everything. Art History's all over that. He did Force of Execution with, like, Steven Seagal and Ving Rhames, and he's wearing Art History in it. So
he's a man of his word, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, shout out to Gillie for that, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gillie, especially for repping your brand. Now, explain what are the pros and cons of having a streetwear? I mean, with all honesty, I'm pretty sure you have seen a lot of individuals start brands and just fall off. I mean, what are some of the pros and cons of having one?
The pros is that I don't ever have to go buy clothes.
That's so true.
Like, this is like my closet in here, you know what I mean? Now, the biggest pro for me is that I just love what I do. Okay. So I just wake up every day and I'm, like, looking forward to coming in.
Gotcha.
I love the people. I love the creative part. I love the whole thing, The cons is that the sacrifices that you got to make, like the time, the money, and the sacrifices to be successful in anything.
That's so true. You got to have the discipline, too.
Yeah, so I remember, the weekends, Friday, Saturday nights, when my friends would be hitting me up saying, like, yo, you coming out, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, I'm working.
Right.
I'm working. And at times, working by yourself, like, all day, all night, like, while everybody out living their life, sometimes that, like, kind of got to me. But now that I look back at it, I'm so happy that I did it.
Dude, that's all. Because now you have that freedom, if you wanted that freedom, to just do whatever you want while everybody's stuck at home working.
Right. I think that people look at it like on some, like, cool factor. Okay. Like, to be like, I got my own brand. It is cool, Mm-hmm. I think that I kind of, like, took this ladder to success where it's like, I started making shirts in the basement of my mom's house, you know, but like I didn't know anybody that made shirts, so I was like, there's a need for this, you know.
Yep.
I went to college for fashion design. I worked for Miskeen, so it was like I got knowledge, I got experience, and then I started my own. Like a lot of people are just like starting their own with no knowledge of it.
Right.
Like are you creative? Like I know a lot of people think that they could dress because they can match colors.
Of course.
But like I don't think that that's just a small part to it.
Okay.
You know, you gotta do something that appeals to everybody, or else you're not gonna be able to sell.
That's true. That's true. I saw a woman just walked, probably middle-aged woman just walked, knocked on the door and said, "Hey, I need that Grinch shirt."
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So I feel like when people ask me who my market is, it's crazy because like we just have people of all different ages and races and backgrounds that come and shop with us. So I feel like we always put out something for everybody, you know?
Right. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what, aside from Gillie Da King and Wallow 267, Method Man, Beyonce, Soulja Boy, what other celebrities have wore your
Well,
designs?
a lot of athletes lately, like we had Bryce Harper wearing one of our designs, Alshon Jeffrey, Carter Hart gave us a big shout out. These are all Philly athletes. They're like star players of, so...
So they're wearing your designs, but how are they connecting with you? Like how are they even getting the knowledge to know, hey, like we got to talk to Jay?
There's all different ways. So it was like Alshon Jeffrey, like I went to one of his autograph signings, met him personally and talked to him. And then like other people just reach out through social media.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I always say like these shirts have been like the golden ticket for me.
Okay.
So it's like, for instance, the Mike Tyson stuff, like, Mike Tyson is a god in my eyes. Like growing up, the baddest man on the planet, everything like that. So he was doing a comedy show in Atlantic City, and I bought a bag of like custom shirts that I made for Mike. So afterwards, I went up and I was just like,
And you met him personally?
I met him personally.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was like I went there, like, yo, I'm gonna get Mike these shirts. Like I said, I hate losing. I don't like to get no for an answer. So it was like I got backstage, met Mike Tyson, was able to give him the shirts and everything like that. So I always say like this stuff is like the golden ticket.
Dude, that's awesome. So so from what I get, not only are you entrepreneurial, you're very creative, you're very determined. You see something, you see a target, and you go right after it.
Right.
Even if it's the baddest man on the planet.
Right. Yeah.
So obviously we're in the middle of a pandemic, right? There's a lot of businesses shutting down. Retail is getting destroyed by Amazon and by, the online sector of it. You still have your store.
Yeah.
And you're still selling products like crazy. And you also mentioned that this is probably one of your biggest revenue generating years.
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. I just feel like I've been on fire this year with everything that we've been putting out.
What is it that you're doing different this year that you haven't, that you did not see yourself doing the year before that?
It's because of the hurdles and the obstacles.
Okay.
So it's like the fact that there is like this crazy hurdle that you have to get over. It's like there's a pandemic, like for a little bit, our store wasn't allowed to be open. So it's like now we have to push everybody online. And I'll be honest with you is that I can't see myself working any other job but this.
Right.
Because I've tried. Like there's times where I worked 2 jobs where I did like art history and other things just like keep the doors open and the lights on. And like every time I've done that, I'm like, yo, art history has to work because I don't want to play in B.
This is your dream job right here.
So I think that every time that like you come up to this hurdle, it's like, all right, how we're gonna get over this?
Okay.
So it just pushes you to go harder. That's the difference between people that win and lose is that people give up.
And they give up so easily. Just imagine if you would have gave up when you were initially interviewing with Miskeen, where your life probably could have turned.
Exactly.
Before 25, you had your designs featured around the world, being viewed by many. Imagine if you didn't come back with that 3-page essay, where your life would probably be.
Yeah, I've thought about that. That's why in the beginning of this interview, I said, like, this is the life that chose me.
Absolutely. And you continue to go after those opportunities.
Yeah.
So describe your, not sure if you thought way down the line, but do you have a 3 to 5 year plan?
I do.
For art history?
I do. And like, so over the last 10 years of us like having this store, things constantly change, especially the industry changes. So like back when I was working at Miskeen, that's when a lot of rappers started going independently.
Yep.
And people started making like a lot of independent money.
Right.
So like I always said, like, dude, that's the way that clothes is gonna be next.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's like in Philly, there's always been like millions of people that rap in Philly, but the most successful ones like make a lot of money and have a lot of success.
Right.
You know, like a Meek Mills or whatever, you know? So it's like with our brand, that's how I see it. I'm like, yo, there's like 1 million brands now in Philly,
That's so
like
true.
T-shirt brands, right?
So true.
But to be a successful one is like where it's at.
Right.
You know? So to do that, I have like these different ideas. So it's like 2 years ago at the end of the year, like right now, Christmas is a couple days away. So at
Yep.
the end of the year, I'll write a list of goals that I want for the next year.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I do this every year. So 2 years ago, my goal was to get an art history mobile store.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So by the end of the year, that December, I bought an art history mobile store. So right now we have like this, it's a big box truck.
Okay.
But you could has steps. You walk up in it, and it's just like a shop. It has hardwood floors. It has boutique.
You can take that anywhere.
Yeah, boutique shelving and lighting
Yep.
and everything like that. Like so, it's a store on wheels.
Wow.
So this year we really weren't able to use it that much because of coronavirus
Yep.
and everything like that, and like all the events that we do and stuff like that. So that's definitely going to play a big part in of our expansion.
Okay.
And I say that because with art history, I kind of feel like once you get one, you get addicted. So it's like,
absolutely, because you're constantly looking for the next design. It's like collector's items.
Right, exactly. Especially like I said, like when you wear one and you get stopped like 2, 3, 4, 5 times, like, yo, that's a hot shirt. Where'd you get it from?
Right.
And you're starting to think to myself, well, I've been wearing shirts all my life and no one stopped me and asked me where I got my shirt from. All of a sudden I bought this art history one. Now everybody's asking me.
Exactly.
It's a good feeling, you
Of
know?
course.
So it's just like you get like addicted. So it's like you want whatever, like, especially like when we drop like a really hot limited design, they just sell out like that. So it's just like our expansion is going to come in getting shirts outside of Philadelphia on people. And they understand how it feels to wear an art history product.
And then just start branching out that way.
Yep.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Are there any books, audio books, anything educational that has impacted your success in business?
Yeah, the thing is that I really don't read the books, but I listen to audiobooks.
Yeah.
All the time. So it's like I have a couple, and I'm sure that they're probably like the most popular ones that everybody else be reading, like the Rich Dad Poor Dad
Rich Dad,
one.
Poor Dad, yep. Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah, I read the 48 Laws of Power.
Yep, Robert Greene,
Yeah,
right?
I just I listened to this twice, the 50 Cent book, Hustle Harder, Hustle
love that
Smarter.
book. Love that book.
Think and Grow Rich is like another one. So yeah, I mean, I try to stay on top of at least reading one or two books a month.
Do you feel as though that stimulates like your thought process as far as, you know, how you interact in business?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. The thing is that it's just the knowledge thing. Like the more you know, the more you're worth.
That's true. That's so true. And it also allows you to probably get away from certain mistakes that somebody else encountered while reading, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Plus, like I told you, like I'm an artist at heart, so it's like I love the creative process, but when it comes down to the business, it's like I don't know anything about running a business. I kind of just like jumped right into this. Yeah.
Because it's actually a scary thing too. Not to just keep us on this subject, but it's a scary thing. Imagine you were working for Miskeen, you were collecting a check, right? And you had the security of constantly receiving income, and then you go out on your own,
Right.
and you don't have a safety net at all. Like, that's a scary thing.
Absolutely.
You
But
know?
like I said, that was a hurdle that I was like, I don't want to fail. So it's like, I'm going to make it work.
My man, how can people connect with you if they wanted to purchase your merchandise? Mike Tyson, this design right here, if they want to purchase anything, how can they get to you?
Our website, arthistory101.com. And if you're in the United States, it's free shipping.
Okay.
We have a store in Northeast Philadelphia, 7045 Frankford Avenue, and everything on social media is at Art History and the number's 101.
Excellent. Jay, it was a pleasure, man.
Yeah, thank
Listen,
you.
I appreciate you, brother. You have such a impactful story, you know, talking about your designs from before you even worked at Miskeen to what you're doing now. Truly amazing, man. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yep. It's a wrap, you guys.